How do? This is Chaingrave Games, back again for another issue of Combat Patrol magazine, Warhammer 40,000. Sorry, scratch that, switch it, Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol. Issue 5, issue fun. So, what we get in this issue? Well, it looks like you're getting dice and brand new Space Marine Sergeant. You know he's a sergeant because he's got a red head. You know, not sure what, if he had a if he was a brunette, what that'd imply. Anyway, let's get into the magazine. Let's have a look at the lovely plastic. Get that to the side. Pour that out. Ooh, and here we go. So, what do we get first? We get some dice. 6 generic dice. Yay! A base. Yay! And a terrible roll from me. 4. That's not that bad. They're probably fails. That's definitely a fail. With my armies, they are definite fails, and they're questionable, to be honest. If you're a Space Marine player, that is like an average roll. If you're a bloody, what you call it, Adeptus Custodes player, that was a brilliant roll. You only failed one. And then you could probably re-roll that one as well because of all the, the built-in gubbins they've got, because they're, the Orc champions. Anyway, let's get to the sprue. Okay, we've got 32mm base. Why 32mm, you say? Why not 40mm? Well, because this is just an Infernus Marine. Let's have a look at the sprue. Now, oh, he's got 2 different head options. I didn't realise that. That's a nice little touch. But he's still just an Infernus Marine. He's got a nice little bit of a base detail there. That'll go nicely. But, yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm not that enthused about it. I mean, it's a unique sculpt, but he's still just an Infernus Sergeant, which means he comes part and parcel with the Infernus box set anyway. It's a lovely little sculpt. I mean, look a little bit of... Yeah, it's a lovely sculpt, but... Whew, is it worth $9.99? Well, sorry, $9.99. Is it worth that? Probably, actually. Again, it is just an Infernus Sergeant, but the way these unique sculpts go, he's probably worth more being a unique sculpt than he is just being, an Infernus Sergeant that you'd get from the box. How would I work that out? Well, I'm not really going to work it out, because you either divide the Infernus Marine box set by 10, or is it 5 they come in? I think it's 10. And then, work out, how much it is for him then, but that's probably underpricing him. Or you can compare him to other unique sculpts that have come out, like the Einhir champion, the Emperor's Wrath. You could compare him to that. Now, most of the lore to do with the Infernus Marines I've covered in the last episode I did about the Infernus Marines, believe it or not. But for this one, I'll do a little bit about the red head of the Sergeant, a bit about what makes a Sergeant and why he's got, you'll see. Anyway, and that'll be here now. So, a sergeant is a military term, which is usually used by the human imperial forces, such as the Imperial Guard and the Space Marines, and it just really means the leader of a single squad. Which is why I've said already that usually you'd get a sergeant model in your box of Space Marine intercessors anyway. But why do Space Marine sergeants have to have a red helmet? Well, they don't have to have a red helmet. Now, with the Codex Astartes, which the Big Blue, Robert Guilliman, wrote, it says that every Space Marine sergeant has to have a red helmet. You usually find them leading tactical or assault or devastator, terminator, or any kind of squad really. So they wear a red
coloured helmet to denote their veterancy, because they've been the leaders of, or they've conducted themselves in hundreds and hundreds of battles. Um, the actual story of the red colouring, though, goes back to the Great Crusade. Um, and apparently it was a mark of shame and discipline in the Ultramarine Legion. However, after Enid Field's heroic actions during the Battle of Calth in the Horus Heresy, the Big Blue, Robert Guilliman, decided to use it as a symbol of honour for the sergeants instead. So that's why most sergeants have a red helmet. But there are different chapter variations. I mean, they wouldn't even be called sergeants in some of the other chapters. I mean, the Death Watch is called a watch sergeant. For the Space Wolves, they're called pack leaders. For the Exorciators, they're a squad whip. And for Dark Angels, they're a Night Sergeant or Sergeant at Arms. But there you go. That's a bit of the background, a bit of the lore to do with the Space Marine Sergeants, the leaders of their squads.
But anyway, let's get into the magazine, shall we? So, in this issue, you'll be building your Infernus Marine Sergeant. Oh my god, chaos. No, not that kind of chaos. You'll be painting, base coating, Space Marines and Tyranids, reading the Imperial Tithe, collecting your Infernus Marine Sergeant, and playing Flames of Purification, dice, and modifiers. So again, not much to do in regards to the lore kind of stuff at the front of these ones. Very much different from the Stormbringer magazine, which started with the lore and stuff like that, and then you got your build. Right now it's like, build it now! It'll be a simple build. You've only got 2 head options. And then base coating. Again, I've already gone through this. Sorry, not base coating. I've already gone through undercoating. They really do want to get like a... See, all this is said to you is, yeah, painted white. So yeah, you'll be going through and painting what you can. And then the Imperial Tithe. The Imperium of Man is a vast and hungry beast. Its constant campaign of conquest demands unending resources that are provided by the Imperial Tithe. Some planets pay the Imperial Tithe in raw materials, while others provide warriors. If a world fails to pay its tithe, the consequences are dire indeed. Yes, which that is what led to the Badab War. The Black Ships. To be a Psyker in the Imperium is a dark fate indeed, regardless of where they are born. Almost every single psychically sensitive human in the Imperium is a property of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica. This much-feared organization stalks the stars, filling the holds of their dreaded black ships with captive Psykers. And there you go, Infernus Marine Sergeant of the Red Helm. Every chapter has its own unique heraldry used to honour its champions. Sergeants of the Ultramarines chapter, for example, wear red helmets, allowing their fellow troops to recognise these beacons of command, even in the thick of battle, and make them, point them out for enemy fire. I mean, if you're an enemy sniper and you see someone wandering around with a red head in a group of, all blue Marines, you're going to shoot at that dude, aren't you? It's going to be like a bullseye for you. The mighty have no room for doubt. Right. So, the Flames of Purification. A Space Marine never gives up, only in death does duty end. As the last survivor of his squad, an Infernus Marine Sergeant is cut off and deep behind enemy lines. For mere mortal, this would be a disaster. For this Space Marine, it's an opportunity to wreak havoc and to take burning vengeance on the Tyranid swarm. Don't know why I say it like that. So yeah, you'll be using your manifestations in this, I guess. Doing like a cheeky kind of, yeah, that's quite cool. And then going through your dice and modifiers. Yeah. And he doesn't have a data sheet because his data sheet is involved with the Furnace Marines data sheet. Right, so the next issue and the next issues after that, it's going to be Nid. Coming soon, Barb Gaunts. You get 5 Barb Gaunts. And then in issues 7 and 8, you'll be getting 10 Termagants and 3 Ripper Swarms. Yeah, 3 Ripper Swarms, I think. So yeah, that is what is coming next. But for now, that is this issue of Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol. If you've got any comments, please put them down here in the comments section. And then like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell here. But for now, that is it for this video. Much love. I will see you in a bit.